Hey everybody, welcome back to Bunny's Book Corner. So today I am going to be reviewing City of Heavenly Fire as well as having a bit of a discussion. I will warn you prior to giving any spoilers out. So yeah, let's get started. I was taking some notes too. Okay, so this is the final installment of the Mortal Instruments series. There was City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, City of Heavenly Fire at 725 pages. This is a very long book. It goes by pretty quickly though. It has the same amount of wit, of hilarious moments and action and some romance as the other previous books have had. Where we left off in the series with City of Lost Souls, Clary had found a way to break the connection that Sebastian had over Jace. Then at the very end, Sebastian sent a pair of broken angel wings that were bloody to the institution with the note saying that he was coming. So that's what happened at the last one, and it picks up right away with action. The prologue actually introduces Julian and Emma LA institution, so it's really cool how it just kind of jumps right into the action. It takes a little bit of time to introduce the new characters since there's going to be a new series about them anyway. Overall, I really did enjoy the book. There is some death, some sadness, but I honestly thought it was going to be much more heartbreaking than it was. I was extremely worried throughout the whole book because I thought she was going to be ruthless and just kill off every single person there was. I don't know why I thought she would do that, but I really enjoyed it. It was great. I think she did a great job, as always, of showing how much these characters have grown throughout the series. I definitely felt it. There's little flashbacks, little callbacks to previous things that have happened in the other books, and it's really nice to see how much these characters have grown, because technically the whole series takes place within a couple of months, but you kind of feel like it's been a long time and these characters have really grown to enjoy each other's company. I think that was my favorite part, because if you remember way back in the beginning of the series how there was like a lot of tension between Jace and Simon and Alec and Clary, and Isabel didn't really like Clary, and so on and so on. So it's really nice to see how much they've grown as a unit and are trying to rid the world of Sebastian and his evilness. So overall I do enjoy it. Obviously you should totally get it, especially if you took the time to read the other books, and if you haven't, I recommend the series. I really loved this series when I was in high school. It was something that I was extremely obsessed with, especially like the relationship that Clary and Jace had. I was all about it. So now we're going to move on to spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, then I suggest you come back later once you've already read the book. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about in terms of spoilers, I really enjoyed the opening, as I said, with Emma and Julian, because I thought it was a perfect way to show the amount of fear that was going around the community. I thought it was the perfect way to kind of introduce Sebastian again, to show just how evil and sinister he really is. He attacks the LA institution where they're at. They're in the upstairs room and they have no idea what's going on, but they're hearing extreme craziness and screams from downstairs, and I thought it had good suspense and it was really creepy. And that interaction that Sebastian has with Emma, I think was really important for her, because she's young, and I think you really get a sense of what the shadow hunter life is like for these young kids. The hard life, as they've said before, and you really see that here with these little kids who they've grown up with knowing that what they do or what their parents do, that profession is dangerous. But I think you really kind of see it with that attack on that institution and the attacks on all the institutions. I thought that was really creepy. I think they did a really good job of making Sebastian seem really creepy and evil. At first you kind of only see his anger and his evilness. I don't want to use that word, but we're going to use that word. His evilness towards like Clary and Jace. You see that in the previous book, as well as Jocelyn and Luke, but to see him direct that towards a whole bunch of different institutions, and not only institutions, he attacks the werewolves as well, which is also interesting, because then it comes into alliances and who will have each other's back when things have already been tense between, you know, Shadowhunters and the vampires and the werewolves and the fairies. I really enjoyed Clary's connection to Emma. I thought that was really sweet, and the fact that she saw something in Emma that reminded her a lot of Jace, who also really had nobody but had a family, the Lightwoods, who he connected with. I thought that was really cute and I really liked it. Next, the only death I'm going to be talking about in this video, really discussing, is that of Jordan. Jordan passes away. He gets murdered by Sebastian. I was I was sad about that at first, and then I didn't care, and then I was sad again. I miss Jordan. I mean, I know a lot of people probably aren't as attached to Jordan as they would be with Simon or Clary or Jace or Izzy or Alec, but I felt sad because it happened pretty early in the book, and I thought that was an indication that everyone was gonna die, and like that was just the beginning. But what was weird was Maya's reaction to it. So I must have not been reading that closely. I read this book twice since then, but I might not have been reading closely enough because I didn't realize that Maya had any of those feelings that she wanted to break up with him prior to him dying. Like I did. So when she said that after he died, that she didn't get a chance to break up with him and tell him the truth, that she knew he only saw her as a redemption or whatever, I was so confused. But then reading it again, I noticed that she had mentioned it before his death. But at first I was like, what? That came out of left field. Like, I thought you guys were in love. I understand where she's coming from. At the end of the day, if you feel like a relationship is unhealthy, then it's unhealthy and you should end it. Obviously he died, but I don't think Jordan saw her as redemption. I think Jordan just knew that in order to be with her, she would have to forgive him, and that's why he wanted that forgiveness. But I think what Jordan saw as redemption was working towards like protecting vampires and werewolves as he was, and you know, he was Simon's protector. I think that's what he looked at as redemption. Like, I did something really bad to Maya, I hurt the person I loved, but I'm gonna work for the rest of my life to make that better by helping other people who are in similar situations and are overwhelmed with whatever changes they're going through, whether it's the werewolf change or the vampire change with Simon. So I didn't feel like he saw Maya as redemption. I think he just knew that he first needed to get her to forgive him for what happened, and then they could be in a relationship together. I don't know. That was just how I saw it. So I was a little sad about that, and sad that it wasn't. I mean, it was mentioned. Jordan's death was mentioned a little bit afterwards. You know, Simon, when he found out, he was upset. Clary was upset. But I wanted probably Jace to be a little bit more upset. On page 31, Jace kind of says that he would have never guessed that he would be close to Simon and Jordan, and that he would look at their apartment as a safe haven for getting away from all the drama of the Shadowhunter life. So I kind of wanted a little bit more to see a little bit more of an acknowledgement from him about what happened and the fact that Jordan died. So yeah, I enjoyed the book. I thought it was great. I thought the ending was good. I will say, I know a lot of people have been saying that there has been that all the Emma and Julian, like all those chunks, all those chapters with them in there has just felt like an advertisement for the next series. I slightly agree. Half of me kind of agrees with that. It doesn't feel like an ending to me because I feel like everyone's just anticipating this next book. But I know it's going to be a lot different because it's 5 years later and it's going to be centered around the LA Institute. So I think anyone hoping and feeling that it's going to have the same vibe as this is going to be in for something totally different because it's going to take place, like, yes, Jace will make an appearance and Clary probably will too, and I think they mentioned Simon, I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be the same. So I really did feel like there was a little bit too much of Emma and Juliet. I understand in the beginning, the prologue, that was perfect. That was a perfect way to introduce the fact that other institutions are getting attacked, and then maybe towards the middle when they have to kind of testify over what they saw and Juliet had to hold a mortal sword, I get that little part of them too. And then maybe the very end where Emma's like, I have to find out about my parents, I have to find out who killed my parents, I'm going to get revenge or whatever she says. I understand those three, but I feel like there was a lot of added stuff that really shouldn't have been there because it kind of a little bit took away from what was going on with Clary and Jace and Sebastian and Izzy and Alec and Magnus and all that. So that was the only thing I didn't really like, but I'll probably be reading the next series as well. And yeah, so that is it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Sorry if it's a little bit long. Bye guys.